What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight world champion, undisputed world champion, currently WBO welterweight world champion, and widely recognized and considered within the sport of boxing as the #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford seems to be on the verge of facing Cuban welterweight contender YORDENIS UGAS in his next showdown. Why? Processed by elimination. He wants to face former IBF welterweight British superstar boxer Special K, KELL BROOK. And KELL BROOK has a mutual interest in facing Terence "Bud" Crawford. And top-ranked CEO, legendary promoter Bob ARUM also has an interest in making this fight happen. But there's one huge hurdle that stands in the way of this fight taking place this year. And that is the restrictions due to the pandemic and the virus, which restricts KELL BROOK from being able to travel from the UK to the United States. So it doesn't seem like that fight is on the verge of happening this year, as Bob ARUM states, and so does KELL BROOK. KELL BROOK says when everything gets lifted, more than likely it will be 2021. I will beat Terence Crawford, and then I'll give him a rematch, and that rematch will have to take place in the UK. Bob ARUM says that he truly wished to get a fight and a deal done for KELL BROOK and Terence Crawford, but the travel restrictions, he has no clue on how to get KELL BROOK over here, and he cannot get Terence Crawford over there. So there's a huge restriction there. There's a huge hurdle and a huge roadblock. So he says that KELL BROOK also states that everybody makes mention of my weight to see if I can make the welterweight 147 limit. That is an excuse for these guys not to give me, he said, for these American boxers not to give me the opportunity. But I take it as pride, and I take it as a compliment, and I will make the welterweight 147-pound limit as soon as everything's done, more than likely next year. I'm hoping to start training in the fall. So he's not even looking to start training until the fall. So this means that he has no intentions of facing Terence Crawford at the end of the year. Then Bob ARUM goes on to state that that's the fight they ultimately look to make. They was going to meet at Shakur Stevenson's fight in March that was canceled. They had a meeting scheduled to make an offer to KELL BROOK and to have the fight staged in either Nebraska or in Las Vegas. But now Bob ARUM obviously stated that and KELL BROOK stated that was the week that everything started to get locked down, and they never got a chance to meet and an opportunity. So now everything had got pushed back, and they still haven't had a face-to-face meeting, and they don't know when they could get that fight over the hurdle. Then Bob ARUM goes on to say, we thought about Sean Porter fight, but the problem with the Sean Porter fight is that's such a big fight. To have that fight with a magnitude of that fight with no fans, with no revenue coming in, it's very difficult to pay these fighters, and there's nobody that's willing to invest such money without a return in their investment. So that's not going to happen. He says the easier fight to make and the cheapest fight, the obvious fight to make, is YORDENIS UGAS. It's not going to cost us a lot of money. We can pay Terence Crawford the money he's looking for, and we can have it. We don't have to worry about fans being able to enter the arena, or maybe we can have a limited fan base, with social distancing. But it won't cost us that much. So more than likely, it's going to be YORDENIS UGAS that Terence Crawford faces next. Bob ARUM recently made mention also of former unified WBC WBA welterweight world champion Keith one-time Thurman. But obviously, Keith Thurman is a higher profile fight, just like Sean Porter. So the money's not there for Keith Thurman. So it's looking like YORDENIS UGAS is going to be the choice for Terence Crawford's next fight. because Bob Arum says he does not want to have Terence Crawford on the shelf for the whole entire year of 2020. He needs to stay active, as he is not the youngest fighter in the world. But when I say that, people say that I'm trying to create a narrative because Terence Crawford is just not that old. Well, he will be 33 years of age in September, and he has not boxed in the year 2020 yet. So that means he would have been inactive for an entire full calendar year. And that's not a good thing. So we know Terence Crawford is disciplined. We know he stays focused. We know he's not going to get out of shape. The fact remains, Father Time is undefeated, and we don't know how Father Time reacts to every individual is different. Point blank and period. It reacted to Father Time, reacted different for Floyd Mayweather than it did for Muhammad Ali. Right? You just don't know how you're going to how your body's going to respond when you get to a certain age. And so with that said, Bob Arum is just looking to keep Terence Crawford busy and active. And then doing so, it seems like Yordenis Ugas is the perfect opponent to do so. He's not going to break the bank. He's not going to demand a high-profile fight. So it's not a fight that you absolutely must have fans in attendance for that fight. This is the perfect contender type of fight for Terence Crawford. I don't want to disrespect Yordenis Ugas and say a stay busy fight, but it's a stay busy fight, right? It's a fight that's going to keep Terence Crawford sharp. It's a fight that it's going to test Terence Crawford because Yordenis Ugas is hungry. It's going to test his skill set because Yordenis Ugas is very skillful and he's very big. You know, so it's the perfect opponent and opportunity for Terence Crawford. Seeing as though everything is in shambles and it's a mad scramble and there's no true organization to and normalcy to the sport of boxing right now. So this is not a C-level fighter, but it's not an A+ level fighter. It's the perfect opponent for Terence Crawford. Like I said, it's not going to demand that Terence Crawford have fans in the stand. So it's a perfect televised fight. So with that said, you know, we all know Yordenis Ugas has some losses on his resume. He recently fought Sean Porter, his most notable fight as of late. And a lot of people felt like Ugas won that fight. Ugas' record is 25-4, 12 by way of knockout. And like I said, his last two fights, he beat Omar Figueroa Jr., he beat Mike Dallas Jr., two credible opponents, and he lost to Sean Porter, and a lot of people felt like he won that fight against Sean Porter. I'm not of those people. I thought that Sean Porter won it by at least a round or two, but it was a very tough fight. So Yordenis Ugas definitely, he beat Thomas Delorme. You know, he's definitely a credible opponent, right? He's definitely a credible opponent. You know, and like I said, he's big. He's 5'9", 5'10". I say he's more so 5'10". He's close in age to Terence Crawford. Actually, his birthday is in September as well. He's 33, so he'll be 34 September 7th, right? So this is a great opportunity for Terence Crawford. You know, and like I said, he's a big, skilled, sturdy, crafty welterweight, and this would be, I believe, the toughest test on Terence Crawford's resume. Oddly enough, Terence Crawford, you know, was born September 28th, so he'll be September 28th. Terence Crawford will be 33, and September 7th, Yordenis Ugas will be 34. So they're close in age. Terence Crawford has a longer arm reach. Yordenis Ugas' arm reach is a 69, so he has short arms for a guy that's 5'10". Terence Crawford has a 74-inch arm reach, right? I know there's people going to say, no, he has a 70-inch arm reach. You know, that's what they announced on his last fight. Well, you know, BoxRec has him slated as 74-inch arm reach at 5'8". And Terence Crawford is very wiry, and he's definitely 5'8". So I'm going off of what BoxRec said, not with the last fight announcement and breakdown and, you know, the last fight stats they had. So I'm going off of BoxRec. Terence Crawford 36-0, 27 by way of knockout. this would be the toughest test for Terence Crawford to date because of skills, size, power. He has respectable power. He doesn't have the most power, but he has respectable power. He has a lot of skills. Cuban southpaw. You know, he can fight on the inside. He's quick. He can fight on the inside. He can fight on the outside. So it's a huge test for Terence Crawford. Kell Brook stated that when I fight Terence Crawford, I'm going to be the biggest, strongest, and most notable name on his resume, and I'm going to win the fight. Well, I'll tell you guys this. If Terence Crawford fights YORDENIS UGAS next, and then fights Kell Brook, by the time he fights Kell Brook, no, that won't be the case because I believe right now Kell Brook is not better than YORDENIS UGAS. I truly believe YORDENIS UGAS is a better boxer than Kell Brook. So, in a way, this is a better fight for Terence Crawford. And then he goes on to fight Kell Brook. And if everything plays out the way it's supposed to for undefeated unified WBC IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol "The True" Spence Jr., Errol Spence is looking to fight Danny Garcia and then go on around the same time. It's going to be in the fall, winter, fall-ish time. And then goes on to fight Manny Pacquiao. This gives Terence Crawford to fight YORDENIS UGAS and then go on to fight Kell Brook. You know, this is perfect. That's perfect for Terence Crawford, you know, until he stay active, until, you know, Errol Spence fight presents itself. So it's the perfect opportunity in my opinion. So let's see. I think Terence Crawford is going to beat YORDENIS UGAS because I don't think YORDENIS UGAS has enough power to offset that of what Terence Crawford does great. He has a lot of skills, so it's going to take Terence Crawford time to get his timing and his distance down. But I watched YORDENIS UGAS against Figueroa, and he should have knocked Figueroa out, but he did not knock Figueroa out, and he was hitting Figueroa with clean, accurate punches, and Figueroa was still there. Now, we know Omar Figueroa has a lot of heart and a big chin, so, you know, but the still facts remain, YORDENIS UGAS was clearly the bigger fighter physically in the ring, and he couldn't knock Figueroa out like he should have, right? And so that's going to be his that's what's going to be his hinge against Terence Crawford. He's not going to be able to knock Terence Crawford out. I think eventually Terence Crawford gets in the inside, breaks him down, and I see that Terence Crawford drops him at one point in the time, and then he wins a unanimous decision victory. But it's going to be a hard-fought unanimous decision victory. So I can't wait to see how it plays out. And then I think that in a higher profile fight, because Kell Brook is the bigger name, not the better fighter, Terence Crawford is going to dominate Kell Brook on his way to an undisputed match with Errol Spence, because I think that Errol Spence is going to beat Manny Pacquiao. So he'll then hold the WBA, IBF, and the WBC world title. And then Terence Crawford and Errol Spence will fight for undisputed. So I can't wait to see how this all plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.